After losing in a hard-fought matchup to the Garden City Buffaloes, the Hayes High Indians take the field at Fort Hays State University as they look to bounce back in a matchup against the Wichita Trinity Knights out of the Central Plains League. And with that, we welcome you to Fort Hays State Soccer Complex here at Bigglesschmidt in Hays, Kansas. Alongside me, Ethan Dague. I'm Hank Corsair. And tonight's an opportunity for the Indians to get back on the right side of things. But despite the outcome of the last game, there were many positives that came about that game, especially with the defenders and the goalkeeping of Kenny Fisher.
Yeah, some of the Kenny obviously did a great job last game. It should have been a lot higher scoring game. The fact that we were able to keep them in that keep them to overtime was really pretty good on Hayes High. There was a little bit of confusion last game with how there was the golden goal rule, which was just implemented, and the refs didn't even realize that right away because the game was supposed to end right after they scored that PK. So there was a little bit of confusion there. So we thought we were going to get another half in, but we weren't able to. So that was just to clear up the confusion from last game.
And in that game last week, we saw that Garden City was very powerful with their attacking on offense. And tonight, the matchup will be no different for Hayes High, as the Knights have already scored 31 goals in their first 10 games. And it's another team that is loaded with talent, especially because they returned 3 of their 6 players that were named to the 3A All-State team last year.
Yeah. Number 7 is who we're going to have to look out for. They said from even last year being a junior, he was really good. Now he's stepped up being even a senior, and now he's got more experienced guys behind him. So that and headers, I was watching a little bit of film just recently, and they like to do headers, and they have a good head. They can get a good head on their balls. And like Hank said, 31 goals in the last 10 games. They are a very strong offense side of the ball team, but when it comes to defense, I was talking to a player up here earlier, and they said their defense is not as their offense is.
And in games like this, where it's a team that's strong on offense against a team that's stronger on defense, you're always looking for key players to step up tonight. So, Ethan, who are you looking to step up in tonight's game?
A couple people that I picked out that are going to need to step up, Jalen and Kale. They're going to need to step up towards number 7. You know, he's going to be up there all game, right in their face, and he's going to be able to get around. And I was talking to the same player. He said he can find shots with any angle, and they're always good shots. And so they're going to have to make sure they have pressure on him 24/7, make sure he doesn't get an open shot.
And it should be a great matchup tonight, as we'll be back in a moment with the start of tonight's game as Hayes High looks for their first win against Wichita Trinity since 2017. This is Hayes High Soccer on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all the homecoming activities.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Aiden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Bigel-Schmidt Sports Complex, as we are about to get this game underway as Hayes High gets set to go in their fourth home game of the season against the Wichita Trinity Knights. Big matchup here for Hayes High as they look to get the win and continue on with WAC play. Some big games up ahead. They're going on the road to play Liberal on October 3rd, and then they get a big game on the road against Heston just 2 days later. So big amplifications right here, and it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Yeah, absolutely, Hank. You know, these are going to be some really good games coming up in the future. It's going to be interesting how they play after the long bus ride to Liberal. You know, those are never fun to look forward to, and so, especially on the way back. So we're really hoping to win this game so you don't have to sit in a bus ride for the whole way back with a loss.
Hayes High will be wearing their maroon jerseys tonight with the gold numbers, and and Wichita Trinity wearing the white jerseys with the black numbers. Getting it started for Hayes High will be the senior, number 5, Mason Schleicher. So we wait for the rest to get set. Starting at goalie tonight for Hayes High is number 45, Kenny Fisher. And for Wichita Trinity, it'll be 00 Owen Holdeman, the freshman, as we get things underway. Wichita Trinity able to get the ball back right away, and they're not wasting any time as they run down the field near the flank. Hayes High's got 3 defenders there right on him. Seeing some good passing there from Wichita Trinity, but Mason Schleicher in there to break it up near midfield as he runs backwards. Hayes High will keep their 4 defenders back and work near the goalie to try to keep Wichita Trinity, keep their forwards working as they work it back up. It's Cale Schween with it. Passes it to Preston Parr on the wing as he tries to outrun Tyler Easton. Tried doing a pass up ahead, and great footwork there by Ivan Maldonado as he gets tripped up. The refs will call it as a tackle, and they'll be back near the wing in the left corner for Hayes High's goal. Rolls out of the back of the end zone, or back of the goal line, so Kenny Fisher will get set for a goal kick. I'm still in my football mood right now. So it'll be fielded by the Knights. Jude Atkinson able to come out with it, but Hayes High able to get it back as they'll go on up to the attacking third. Oscar Perez trying to do some work as the Knights able to work their defenders back.
This is where we have to step up, and because their defense is coming from Faden Heilman, who I was talking to earlier today. Their defense is not as good as their offense. So when we have the ball on their side of the field, this is when we need to step up as a team and come and try to get the goals.
We'll see the Knights work it back to their defensive third and now start to try and attack as they'll boot it downfield from number 10, Bryce Willis. The 3A honorable mention from a year ago, and this one will go back out of the goal line once again. So we're seeing Wichita Trinity work it down the field pretty quickly, just unable to find someone, and it's rolled out the back of the goal line. Kenny Fisher rolled it in. They got 2 Hayes High players there. It'll now be Wichita Trinity ball. Be thrown in by number 16, Max Jackson. As they wait for some gaps to open, and now we'll see Grayson Payne do some footwork as he works it back. Getting it past Schleicher. We'll see what Wichita Trinity decides to do here. They're working forward a little bit and then deciding to pass it out back. You saw Cooper Matthews there try to do some work, but then move it back after that. And you already know that Hayes High is going to have him locked down early on. That's the player that they said to watch out for, and so far we're seeing that done by Hayes High's defenders. Now a shot on goal, the first one of the night there for Wichita Trinity, but Kenny Fisher picking up right where he left off as he gets his first save of the night. Taken by Cooper Johnson, working it back near the 3 defenders who are now in the 18-yard box. As they just kick it to the other side of the field. Maldonado there will work it back to Parr. As they work back and forth, Maldonado passes it up to Camden Luck. But an interception there from Bryce Wills. This one will roll out of bounds, so Hayes High throwing it in right near midfield. Four minutes into the contest, Hayes High working from the middle third now. Preston Parr passes it back to the defenders. Cale Schween with it now. Able to work near the bleachers on the opposite side of us. Jacob Hemphill runs down the line, but instead we'll pass it back.
You know, just looking at both the teams out on the field, one of the advantages that looks to be in Hayes High's favor is their goalie. Their goalie looks to be about the same size as Mason Schleicher, who is familiar with Hayes High. You know, that's going to be one of the advantages, is he might not be able to get to some of those corner shots that compared to Kenny Fisher might be able to.
The Knights will work it towards the wing as Tyler Easton passes it back out. And a good interception there by Jalen Smith as he's able to break up the pass, and now he'll get it back off of a pass from Maldonado. Hayes High trying to work it up to that middle third, but great defense so far from Wichita Trinity. Back and forth passing near midfield. Hayes High able to keep it in as they're able to pass midfield. Now 2 Hayes High players there on the tackle as Max Jackson got in front of it. This one will roll out of bounds. Was able to get past midfield and back to the Hayes High defending territory, but Hayes High will get the throw in.
You know, it looks like so far, Hank, this whole game has been in Hayes High possession. You know, you haven't seen much from Trinity, and when they do get the ball, it's them booting it down, which I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't work out, but if one of those spinners get past Kale, you know, that could be where they could see their first point. But until they as long as Hayes High keeps possession of the ball, hopefully they won't get that opportunity.
You notice Hayes High playing a very slow-paced game so far, keeping it basically playing a defensive game, because we talked about Wichita Trinity has put up a lot of goals this season, but Hayes High's taking the opportunities when they get them, and Wichita Trinity's got keeping 4 guys back each time. Hayes High, Mason Schleicher, the team leader in goals, working with it now. Passes it up ahead to Cooper Johnson as he'll give it back to Isaac Fox at midfield. Or correction, that was Jalen Smith. Spar working it now, trying to get it past Bowser. Try passing up ahead, it goes out of bounds, and this will be Wichita Trinity ball as Jude Atkinson gets ready to throw it in. Working it with it is the 3A honorable mention, Bryce Wills. They're able to get a guy in the clear. That's Wyatt Affman working against Cooper Johnson. Running up ahead, trying to get to the 18-yard box. He does on a triple team as he falls to the ground. And Kenny Fisher dives before it goes out of bounds.
You know, that was also the other player Faden was talking about earlier, was that number 15. It looks like he's the taller one, and he has his long legs, so he can just stride ahead. So that's where KO and Jalen are guys going to have to step up again and be able to take or read that, and so he doesn't get past them.
So I tried getting it past midfield, but an interception there from Tyler Easton. As they'll go on the run, trying to get past those midfielders and defenders, and they'll try getting a shot on goal, and they do, but Kenny Fisher able to break it up once again. 2 shots for Wichita Trinity, 2 on goal. Both of them have been saves by Kenny Fisher as he rolls it out to the wing and finds Preston Parr standing there with no one around him.
You know, I feel like Kenny's going to be another person that's going to see a lot of attention today, with already having 2 shots in the first 8 minutes of the game, and both have been on goal.
Maldonado tries getting the pass up ahead, a little too far out of his reach as Bryce Wills able to run it down near the right wing. They're able to boot it out of there, but Hayes High able to get it back. Jalen Smith passing it back out to the defenders for Hayes High. Spreckenati, the sophomore, will get his first touch tonight. Hayes High works down that sideline right next to the bleachers. Trinity able to get it back. Jalen Smith with it was able to come out with that as Wyatt Hoffman tried receiving the pass. We're going to get a Hayes High player tripped up there as Jalen Smith, or correction, it was Mason Schleicher that fell to the ground, and Jalen Smith able to kick it out of bounds on a tackle.
You know, there we see that, Hank. Again, they just keep booting the ball down the field and hoping for something to work out. So hopefully we don't see that work out for them tonight.
Try passing up ahead once again, but Preston Parr able to clear it out. It's the pass from Camden Luck. Go up ahead. Machen Schleicher with it now. Tried passing it back, but it instead gives it back to the Knights. So they got 4 guys on the attack now. Hayes High's got 4 defenders of their own, and Kale Schween able to cut it out and clear it out. Cooper Johnson with it now, passing it back. Preston Parr in that same spot once again will boot it downfield. Tried hitting Mason Schleicher, but instead Wills gets in the way. Now Hayes High working down that sideline. They got 2 guys up ahead. They try passing it ahead to Mason Schleicher. Bryce Wills there, though, once again. This time he kicks it back out of bounds as it goes over the fence in play. And it looks like that should be a throw-in on that sideline. And it will be as they send Cooper Johnson over. Looked like the possibility of a corner kick, but wasn't enough there. Yeah, it's Cooper Johnson throwing it in. He'll find Jalen Smith. But Cooper Matthews able to clear it out for Wichita Trinity as he's moving really quickly, able to get it past midfield. Preston Parr able to kick it out of his way. And Maldonado able to get it right back. Preston Parr with it. He'll kick it downfield, hits Mason Schleicher in stride. I think he was on sides, and now he'll work upfield near the right wing, trying to save it from going out back the goal line. And the ref says it's going to be a goal kick. A lot of people thought that slide tackle from Cooper Matthews went out on him, but we'll give it up to Owen Holdeman, the freshman goalkeeper.
One thing we haven't seen much this game is them passing it back to the goalkeeper, and so I wonder if that doesn't have to do with the play, is him being a freshman, if his technical skills are not quite there yet.
That's an interesting matchup tonight. We got a freshman goalkeeper for Wichita Trinity and a senior for Hayes High that's been stepping up well really recently in the last few games. Cooper Johnson with it near midfield on the middle third, able to save it from going out of bounds. Tried passing it up to Schleicher. Now Hayes High gets it back, and Schleicher trying to break up ahead. But Matthews pushes him to the ground. No call as this one will get kicked out of bounds by Trinity once again near that same spot. This one a little bit lower to the ground as it went in the air.
Yeah, but then the question is you have to ask yourself, Hank, is this freshman goalkeeper, is he really that good, or is he the only one they got on the team? You know, I'm looking at their bench right now, and it doesn't even look like they've got an extra one in case he was to get hurt. So it makes you wonder if he is just a filler. So we need to take advantage of the shots that we have a chance to get, because the chances of him being experienced enough to receive or to stop those is going to be questionable.
It'll be a free kick here from Hayes High as they'll go near the goal. And it's headed out by the Knights. Mason Schleicher with it, tried kicking it up ahead, hits it into a wall of three Knights. A tough matchup there. Maldonado able to come out with it as it went back and forth between the Indians and the Knights. Rolls out of bounds. And they will say it's Wichita Trinity ball. It was between Maldonado and number 4 for the Knights, Jude Atkinson. Preston Parr will head it up ahead. Both teams fighting for it. They finally come out with it for Wichita Trinity. Cooper Matthews with it, was able to pass it back near midfield to Wyatt Affman. They tried attempting a slide tackle. But we're going to get a free kick now from the Knights from midfield. It'll come from the 3A honorable mention, Bryce Wills. Just literally a foot away from the midfield line. So kick it near the goal, near the box. Hayes High was able to head it out. Jude Atkinson missed the kick as they'll move it towards the wing. Back out to midfield where they'll find Wills waiting there for it. Now Wills and Max Jackson just working back and forth, waiting for the offense to set up. Over on the sideline now, Jude Atkinson trying to go up ahead. Kale Schween able to head it once again as Kenny Fisher clears it out once again. This time he'll throw it towards the flank on the right side. Hayes High playing a little bit defensive this time, and now we'll see them work it up a little bit as Luck passes it back to Preston Parr. Schleicher works it back. Maldonado kick it up ahead, and another interception from Wichita Trinity. Parr able to come out with one of his own. Gets it up ahead to Schleicher, who's all alone with three guys surrounding him for Wichita Trinity. Jalen Smith tried passing up ahead, but Maldonado able to bounce it off his chest. So they work back and forth, and this one's going to roll out of bounds. It will stay with Hayes High as Preston Parr runs up near the Hayes High bench to throw it in. The sun's starting to go down here at Biggle-Schmidt as Maldonado will head it out of the way. Cooper Johnson with it now, has it deflected. And now we'll see Jalen Smith run up with it and get it taken away from him as Gregor Defenderer able to clear it for Wichita Trinity. one-on-one near midfield between the midfielders for both teams. And this one will roll out of bounds near the bleachers, and it will stay with Hayes High. Or correction, the line judge was pointing his flag towards the goal that Wichita Trinity is trying to score in, so it will stay with the Knights. The clock says 24:47 to go here in the first half. Still no score. And we're going to get a free kick here from Wichita Trinity as there was a fight for the ball. Second free kick of the game for the Knights. It'll be brought in by number 6, Grayson Payne. It's a high arching kick, and it goes off the foot of number 7, Cooper Matthews. He had some space in front of him, but rolls out of bounds. Would have had a goal opportunity because Kenny Fisher was playing on the right side of the goal, but it rolls out of bounds.
You know, and Faden was the one who said that's the reason why we need to watch out for him. He finds those angles that most people normally wouldn't watch for, and that's the reason why is because he was the one who had the shot on that.
Preston Parr working it down the touchline. And Risey passes it back beyond midfield. The Knights able to come out with it once again. As they wait for the spaces to open, you'll see once again, now Cooper Matthews with it. As 3 Hayes High players surrounding him, gets tripped up a little bit by Jalen Smith. And there's the whistle. Third foul of the game against Hayes High. And now Cooper Matthews with a chance to put Wichita Trinity on the board. This is definitely within his range. It's just barely beyond the attacking third for Wichita Trinity. Hayes High will put a wall of 3 players in front of him. Mason Schleicher will remain behind him as he runs up and gets the kick. The wall able to block it out of the way. Hayes High tries to clear it. Wichita Trinity was able to get it back as they'll try working it back. And Cooper Johnson sends it downfield. Able to get it out of the way. So a big stand there from Hayes High. Back into the middle third for Wichita Trinity is Grayson Payne. Back to the defender, Wills. So as to just work back and forth for a little bit. Trinity will take a second. As they pass it now into the attacking third, they'll go up ahead and find Affman as he falls to the ground. Now they'll run Camden Luck up ahead, and a slide tackle there from Wichita Trinity. No call there from the official as Luck a little slow to get up, but he gets onto his feet. Kenny Fisher able to get the ball out of the way once again. And once again, in this type of game, you're definitely seeing 2 different styles of play. As I look at my stat sheet, the Knights have only had 3 shots attempts tonight. Hayes High has had none, but we're noticing Hayes High playing a little bit more on the defensive side of things. Kenny Fisher doing what he did best in the last game, keeping it safe from being a high-scoring game. And Hayes High's letting the game come to them.
You know, I really think that's the approach Hayes High needs to take to this game is they need to take their opportunities on goal when they get them and not just to be messing around with it because they're going to get the ball and they're just going to boot it and they're going to test our defense all night long. So by us staying with the ball when we can and not just taking it up, and if you don't know if it's on or not, that's how we're going to win the game.
Working it past midfield is Max Jackson. So the Hayes High midfielder's right there to break it up. As the Knights were able to come out with the fight for it, and now they'll try a shot that goes towards the right side and will go past out back of the goal line. Landon Hale attempted the 4th shot of the night for Wichita Trinity, but Kenny Fisher didn't even make an attempt to go after it. So we'll see a substitution now in for Hayes High as Henry Spino will check into the game and place at number 16, Camden Luck.
I really think when he got tripped up kind of there, it was hurting him because he goes slow to get up and then he went down a little second later just to fix it. But you could tell he was definitely hurt by that a little.
We'll also see Eduardo Maldonado check in place of Oscar Perez. Kenny Fisher sends it downfield. Wichita Trinity going on the attack once again. They got 4 guys in front there. But Hayes High able to clear it out of the way. Preston Parr was able to get it, but now the Knights working it back once again, letting their offense set up. This will pass back to their 2 defenders. Just before passing midfield, they'll pass it up to Jude Atkinson. So wait for their offense to find some space against Preston Parr, and now they'll work towards that left wing, going into the box. Hayes High able to come out with it. Kale Schween making a slide tackle. But Landon Hale able to get it back for Wichita Trinity, and now Maldonado with it. Trying to find some space down the touchline, but Knights able to come out with it as he tried passing it off to the side, and now they'll try a shot, and it goes over the goal. It was Grayson Payne trying to get it over. He worked towards the left side from almost like 10 feet away from the left corner of the 18-yard box. Kenny Fisher will try another goal kick. They'll be given to Maldonado as he's surrounded by 3 Knights. Johnson will pass it up ahead. An interception there from Wichita Trinity, trying to work it back up on the attack once again. Passes it back out to Matthews. He's going up against Maldonado. 3 guys in the box there for Wichita Trinity as their striker works it in, but he gets it kicked out of the way. Now Hayes High will try to go on the attack once again as Cooper Johnson will take it as a player behind him. And he loses it once again as the Knights pass it back out. With it is Bryce Wills. Mason Schleicher coming up to try to get a hold of it. 17:57 to go here in the first half. Still no score. So work it up ahead. Preston Parr thought about jumping in front of it, but instead will play tougher defense against Tyler Easton. And Maldonado will come out with it on the tackle. Hayes High will work down that far touchline, and now they'll throw it up, or kick it up ahead. With it now is Matthews. He'll pass it to his striker. Jalen Smith able to come out with it. They attempted a slide tackle on him, but were unable to do it. Eduardo Maldonado passes it back out to Kale Schween. Now Hayes High trying to go on attack, but we're seeing some tough defense from Wichita Trinity. This one will go out of bounds as Cooper Johnson tried passing it up ahead, but Dallin Sand in there. Able to clear it out for Wichita Trinity, and we'll see another substitution for Hayes High as we'll see the sophomore Kyler Luck and the junior Cal Lonsdale check into the game for the first time in place of Mason Schleicher and Jacob Hemphill.
You know, another thing to make you think about this is number 8, Tyler. The Knights have made 0 subs. The Indians have made 4. The number 8 came over talking to the coach, trying to get a sub out, and the coach pushed him back in, trying to say, stay in there. So it makes you wonder how tired the Knights are getting, because they keep booting the ball down the field. It's a lot more running, and they're not making any subs.
Wichita Trinity tried going on the attack once again, but Ivan Maldonado able to get an interception. Preston Parton right in front of the Wichita Trinity bench will throw it up ahead. It'll go off the head of Tyler Easton. Parr looking for some space, tries to find Cooper Johnson, does a spin move trying to get past Max Jackson. Now a chance here for Wichita Trinity as Wyatt Affman thought about going on the attack, but instead will work it back and wait for three of his forwards to show up, and they had another shot on goal, but Kenny Fisher, 3rd save of the night. He'll kick it up ahead, and Wichita Trinity able to come out with it once again. They'll work from the right side of the field to the left side of the field. And now it'll be out of the senior Cooper Matthews working with it on the left side of the field. Now we'll go back towards the right. So they try passing up ahead. It's a 2-on-2 with Hayes High playing their 3 defenders back, and Kenny Fisher able to step in front and get his 4th save of the night. Seven shots on the night for Wichita Trinity. 4 of them have been on goal. Kenny Fisher coming out with his 4th save. Still have yet to see a shot attempt from Hayes High, but throughout this first half, we've been seeing them just play a defensive game, controlling the tone, just letting the game come to them.
Yeah, one person we have not seen a whole lot from, we've definitely seen him, is number 7. We have seen more from number 6, Gayson. He has taken 3 shots versus Cooper, who has only taken 1. So it makes you wonder if what their kind of game plan is for that. If Cooper just has not had the opportunities, or if he's just having an off night or something.
We'll see Preston Parr get ready to throw it in once again from the right flank. Hayes High working on the attacking third against Wichita Trinity. Cooper Johnson with it, tries passing up ahead. It was intended for Lonsdale, but Trinity able to clear it out once again. Audie with it now, able to kick it over to Schween, and they'll work it back towards the left side of the field as they pass midfield. One-on-one matchup. Cooper Johnson now with it, passing up ahead. Again, intended for Lonsdale, but another defender right there for the Knights. Maldonado and Johnson will work back and forth on the right flank. And they're able to get it past one defender as Lonsdale will have it at the front of the box. Tried kicking it up ahead, but it went towards the right side of the goal, but Holdeman able to step in front and make the save. As I work back past midfield. Eduardo Maldonado with it, and now looks like we're going to get a free kick for Hayes High. It'll be Cale Schween, one of the defenders with it. An indirect free kick as he passes it towards the left flank. Jalen Smith will work it back once again. Hayes High just trying to find that attempt to go on the attack as they have 12 minutes to go in the first half. Preston Parr with it, working in a 2-on-1 situation as this rolls out to the Hayes High bench. But we're going to get another throw in from Preston Parr. Looking for someone to throw it to, able to get it into Eduardo Maldonado. Spar getting pressured a little bit. We'll work it back once again. Schween will boot it to the opposite side of the field. Seeing it once again. Hayes High just trying to set up the attack, working it back towards their 3 defenders. Now 4 guys up front there for Wichita Trinity as they'll go on the attack. They'll kick it up ahead for Hayes High as they were able to clear out of the way. Maldonado had it for a sec, but right near the midfield line, it rolls out of bounds. We'll see another substitution.
Into the game for the Knights is number 12, Micah Buckingham.
It'll be number 12 checking into the game, Micah Buckingham. In place of number 24, Alessandro Rodriguez. So right as Buckingham checks in, he'll get the throw in down the touchline. Preston Parr able to tap it out a little bit. So with it now for Trinity is Grayson Payne. Trying to do some work against Maldonado. Now we'll get Cal Lonsdale on the run near the right wing, but this one rolls out of bounds. And we'll get another throw in from Preston Parr. Ivan Maldonado with it. He'll pass it up ahead. Hayes High tried the header, but it's no good. It was Henry Spino making his first goal attempt of the night, but it went over the back of the goal on the left side, and we're going to get another goal kick for Wichita Trinity. Just under 10 minutes to go here at Fort Hays State Soccer Complex. So it'll be one of their defenders sitting it downfield as the goalie played back. Hayes High able to come out with it. And they'll work it back to the defenders once again with Cale Schween. As Lonsdale tried making the head as Hayes High booted it downfield. It'll be luck against Easton fighting for it as they'll pass it up ahead. Preston Parr was able to clear it out once again, but it ended up right back in the grasp of Cooper Matthews. And now Matthews will go on the run on a one-on-one. Has two forwards in front of him, and now will pass it back to Easton. So get it up to Wyatt Affman. He'll work it back once again. And now they'll get a shot as Kenny Fisher made the jump, but it went over the top of the goal. As that was the 8th goal attempt of the night for Wichita Trinity. See another goal kick from Kenny Fisher. And now we're going to get a corner kick for Wichita Trinity. As they get set for the corner kick, they'll send it in near the goal, and it bounces out. Preston Parr was running after it. And we're going to get another corner kick. The Knights were pointing towards the goal, saying they should get another corner kick, and they'll now send Tyler Easton back to that same corner to attempt another one. So he sends it in. It was hit by a Wichita Trinity player, but Hayes High has 2 guys there to clear it out. And you'll see Camden Luck pull one of their players to the ground. No call on it. But Hayes High's got a chance right here as they'll send Oscar Perez on the run. He's got one guy in front of him. It's Lonsdale. And they'll pass it back, slow it down a little bit, wait for some of the guys to catch up. Preston Parr has it right at midfield. Maldonado tried passing it up ahead. It wasn't able to find anybody. It's Wyatt Affman with it. Gives it over to Jude Atkinson as he works down near the bleachers at midfield. Clock reads 6:42 to go as we'll see Wichita Trinity go on another attack. Matthews with it. Was double teamed and has it taken away from him on a tackle. Is able to come out with it after that. Eduardo Maldonado passed it back to Cale Schween and a high arcing kick, laying just a little bit away from right at midfield line.
You know, that kick should have went a lot farther, but because we got a really high gust of wind out here, so it pushed it back probably 15 yards just from the wind. So that we gonna have to keep that in mind next, because we're going against the wind right now. So next half we'll be going with the wind. So we need to use that to our advantage.
It was pretty evident in the pregame that was going to be a problem. You could just see out because we have gravel fields at the baseball fields at Bickle Schmidt. The dust was blowing this way, and it was evident that was going to be a problem for both teams tonight, no matter what goal they were scoring on. Preston Parr passes up ahead. Was trying to hit Oscar Perez, but was unable to get it past him. But it rolls out of bounds, and line judge is pointing towards Hayes High. Preston Parr throws it in right next to the Hayes High bench. So there were two Trinity players there, Bryce Wills and Micah Buckingham, to try and clear it. Parr was able to get it back as he works it down the sideline. It gets kicked out of bounds by Buckingham, and another throw-in. As Preston Parr works it up, able to get it over their head as Oscar Perez hits it off a Trinity player, and they clear it out of the box once again. Preston Parr with the interception passes it over to to Camden Luck. Now Brecken Audie with it. Goes to the left side of the defensive position for Hayes High. To try working it down that touchline. It looks like we're going to get a free kick for Hayes High. Clock reads 4:23 to go in the first half as Hayes High sends it on their third free kick of the game. We got a stoppage of play, and right as they get that free kick, Wichita Trinity will turn around and get one of their own. They'll be sent downfield as they'll be headed off by Jalen Smith as Kyler Luck able to save it from going out of bounds. We get another throw in from Wichita Trinity, this time on that right wing. They'll throw it into Matthews, again being tightly contested as they'll work it back to Wyatt Affman. And able to come out with it is Cal Lonsdale as he's looking for someone to pass to, able to find Henry Spino. As he goes on the run, has a path in front of him and three forwards up in front of him. And he tried passing it toward the right side to Oscar Perez, but it's cleared by Tyler Easton on an interception.
You know, it looks like Hayes High is wanting to get the goal a little bit more. Now they're moving the game a lot faster. You know, it makes you wonder if that's going to actually help them or if it's going to not do so good for them because they're going to move the ball faster. There's going to be more room for mistakes and more opportunities for them to get a better shot off because we're not all there as much as we would as if we were moving slowly.
Kiel Schween able to come out with it on the throw-in. Works it back out to Kenny Fisher. Hayes High working from the right flank on their defensive third. Pass up ahead, and they attempted a slide tackle before the Knights could get it. Jalen Smith working with it against Landon Hale. Hayes High has 2 minutes to try and score before we go into halftime. Kiel Schween will work with it. Finds Preston Parr. He's waiting for someone to get open, able to find Eduardo Maldonado. But the Knights, Cooper Matthews, able to come out with it once again, just on the edge of the circle. And they'll go on the run. 4 Hayes High defenders up in front. As they'll get a pass over to Hale. They'll kick it back out. Grayson Payne had 6 guys in front of him for his teammates. Hayes High trying to come out with it. And the ref will say it's Wichita Trinity balls. It goes out of bounds near their bench. We're seeing both teams playing a bit more on the attacking side here in the final 90 seconds. So with it now, Maldonado kicks it over. Able to find Kyler Luck. So he'll send it downfield. Hits it off. Cal Lonsdale heads it off as he tries to work it up ahead. Hayes High in the middle third. Up ahead now, they'll find Oscar Perez. This gets it back to Preston Parr at midfield with a minute to go in the first half. I want to remind everyone, stay tuned for our halftime show in a little bit. Taken by Kiel Schween as the Knights able to clear it out once again. Preston Parr stops right on the line and saved it from going out of bounds as he lifted his foot after he lifted his foot up. 36 seconds as Hayes High trying to get something going, just looking for those paths as the Knights are playing a lot of guys back. With it now is Jalen Smith. Was on the left side of the field, tried working towards the right, but instead will stay on that side.
You as we can see right now, you can see team captain Cooper Johnson on the sidelines yelling, trying to get the offense in position as he thinks and as he knows as he's a senior. So it just shows how much these guys want the win right here.
Preston Parr with it in the final 3 seconds. Tried going on the attack and gets it back to Jalen Smith as Wichita Trinity cleared it out. But that'll take us to halftime. No score in that one. Strong defensive showing from Hayes High and Wichita Trinity trying to get something going on the attack. Just haven't been able to get it past Kenny Fisher tonight. And we'll talk about that and much more on our halftime show when we come back. This is Hayes High Soccer on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Fidden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Attention Hayes High Indian fans, with the football season in full swing, we got some exciting games you will not want to miss. Get ready to hear our home games starting out September 20th. We're head-to-head against the Manhattan Indians right here at Lewis Field. Let's pack the stands and cheer our team to victory. Onwards to October 11th, it's homecoming night, and we're taking on the Dodge City Demons. Come celebrate with us and show us your school spirit for the most exciting game of the season. October 25th, we close out our home schedule against the Liberal Redskins. Let's make it a game to remember. And don't miss our biggest rivalry matchup yet. October 18th, we're headed to Great Bend for the ultimate showdown. Let's come support our Indians and bring home the win. Mark your calendars, get your game face on, and join us for a fantastic season of the Hayes High football. For our latest updates and game highlights, follow us on all social medias of Tribe Broadcasting. Stay tuned to the radio, and go Indians.
Hello, we want to thank Corsair, your voice of Hayes High Athletics on the Tribe Broadcasting Network. We want to thank you all for tuning into today's game, and we want to remind you all that Tribe Broadcasting is your home for exclusive coverage of Hayes High Athletics with live video of games, team hype videos, features in the monthly news, and so much more. Plus, you can catch me throughout the year doing live play-by-play for football, volleyball, and boys soccer in the fall, basketball and wrestling in the winter, and baseball, softball, and girls soccer in the spring. So keep it right here with the coverage of today's game, and go Indians. Back here at the Fort Hays State Soccer Complex as we still have no score through the first 40 minutes, and it's been two different teams going at it with two different game plans. Hayes High has been playing defensive all game, doing a really good job at it. Kenny Fisher keeping up right where he left off with 4 saves, and Wichita Trinity trying to go on the attack and then holding Hayes High back with that attack when they have to. Just strong showing from both teams, and the final 40 minutes is going to be very, very impressive to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Hayes High started off a little bit stronger. They had more possession of the ball. I think Trinity thought they were going to come in here and just run us over and kick the ball down, and they were going to get easy shots all game. But they realized no, and so now you can see at the end of the first half, they started having more possession of the ball. They started taking it a little slower. They weren't just moving it downhill or down the field, and I think that's kind of opened their eyes, showing them what just all Hayes High has to offer.
And on that same note, you see Hayes High trying to get stuff going, but Wichita Trinity with that attack, able to come out and get 8 shots off in those first 40 minutes. Only 4 of those have been on goal. So with Hayes High's defense, they've been able to put a lot of pressure on. So a lot of people will look at the stat sheet and see 4 saves from Kenny Fisher and give him a lot of credit. But looking at the 3 defenders, they've been doing a really good job. And for Wichita Trinity, just trying to get those spots open. But Hayes High knows who those key players are. We mentioned them in the pregame show: Cooper Matthews, Grayson Payne, Bryce Wills. Hayes High's been double teaming them, just trying everything they can, keep them out of the game.
Yeah, and I think that's going to keep us in the game, is double teaming them and making sure they do not get the ball. When they do get the ball, it's off their feet soon. And, that's what the cinema is. They've been really doing a great job at that. Cooper, Jalen, Mason, Kai, they have been able to get, when those better players do get the ball, they're off the ball right away. But then one thing I do also want to touch on is, it makes you wonder how, like, their team out there, the star players, they're really good out there, but that makes you wonder what all they have to offer on the bench. They've only made 2 subs in the first 40 minutes versus Hayes, who's made 4. So it makes you wonder if they have actually – and then with the goalie, he's a freshman, and he's just as big as Mason Sliker. What all their team on the bench has to offer. So it makes you wonder if the second half, once the starters get tired, if they're going to sub in some other kids, see how that plays out.
And another thing you got to wonder is how their game plan is going to be. Like we saw at the end of that half, Hayes High decided to go more on the attack, trying to build some momentum as they went into the half. But just trying to find some gaps. Wichita Trinity played back a little bit because they knew that Hayes High was going to do that. We should still see them go on the attack, but Hayes High, you got to wonder if they're going to change things up in the second half.
Yeah, and now we got the win to our advantage. We're gonna have to be going with the win, so we're not gonna have to fight against the win. That's what it's gonna be big on Hayes High. So now the starters are gonna be more tired, and now they're gonna have to go against the win for Trinity. So it's gonna make you wonder if they are gonna be able to make anything happen throughout the second half, which I'm sure they will. It's just a matter of time and when.
And it should be an exciting final 40 minutes, as again, it's no score at the break, and we'll have our second half when we come back. This is Hayes High Soccer on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
Hayes High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Fayden Heilman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hayes High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's King and Queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hayes High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Bickelschmidt Sports Complex as we get set to start the second half action of tonight's game. Saw a lot of good stuff in the first half. And Ethan, what would you say are the keys to victory tonight in the second half?
For Hayes High, we're going to have to keep the ball at our feet. You know, the more they have the ball, you know, I said this last time with Garden, but they are going to try to just boot us down and get easy shots off. We're going to have to keep the ball on our feet, and now we got the wind to help us and push us down the field. So that's one thing that Hayes High is going to have to do. Trinity, on the other hand, they're going to have to keep they have taken 4 shots this game. Or sorry, they have 5 shots is what I have down. And so that's going to be a major compared to they have 31 goals in the last 10 games. You know, this does not seem like their game. They're not on. And so it's going to be they're going to have to flip the switch on if they want to win this game.
And it's something we noticed with Hayes High. They know their opponents, they know the competition they face, and they know what they bring to the table, and they've been able to counter that. But we'll see what happens here as Wichita Trinity will get the ball to start the second half. So get ready with it with Wyatt Affman, the freshman, getting ready to kick it in for the second half of tonight's game. And he'll kick it back and get things underway. As Grayson Payne will work back with it. They'll work it back towards the goalie once again for Wichita Trinity. As Payne will get it back. He'll kick it back once again. As the Knights just trying to find some space to work with, getting those open spaces, passing it up ahead, and just trying to go on a quick attack once they get to that third of the field. And now they'll get a boot downfield. Hayes High able to come out with it as there were a bunch of players there. Jalen Smith now kicks up ahead to Henry Spino on the left flank. Working on a 2-on-1, running towards the left wing. Trying to do some moves, does a spin move, but gets it kicked out of bounds. And it will stay with the Indians as throwing it in will be number 4, Jacob Hemphill. And he actually was getting set to throw it in, but instead it'll be Cooper Johnson checking in at the start of the second half. Take a few steps back, and we'll run up as he throws it near the goal, and it goes off the head of Cale Schween as Matthews able to clear it out. Johnson runs up, and now with it, Jalen Smith. But the Knights able to clear it out.
You know, that's one thing Cooper has worked a lot in practice is his throws. He has sat there and he has thrown and balling, and you know that's why it pays off. He got it almost to the 6-yard box, so that just prays that practice makes perfect with that.
And just as you were talking, Wichita Trinity goes on to that attacking third, and Hayes High able to clear it out, but Alessandro Rodriguez gets it back. As they'll reset, giving it back to the 2 defenders. Now as they get past midfield, Grayson Payne passes up ahead, but Hayes High with the interception. And on the run it was Cooper Johnson, but he gets it out, but he gets it kicked away from him. Now Breckenati will take it and kick it right back to Kenny Fisher.
Kind of doing a reset that we saw a lot from both teams last game versus here. We have done it a couple times. But Trinity has not kicked the ball back to reset kind of at all with their keeper. So it makes you wonder if with him being a freshman, does the team fully trust him with being right there? Because that is, again, that's the only keeper that they have on the field at this time, on the bench and on the field.
Hayes High will go on the run up ahead with Camden Luck as he tries passing it up ahead to Spino. But the Knights able to clear it out of the way, and Hayes High will get another throw in from Jacob Hemphill. We'll give it up ahead to Schleicher, and they'll work back and forth as Cooper Johnson will take it. Give it back to Jalen Smith. Hayes High will work from midfield. And now a boot downfield as they try hitting Mason Schleicher. They're able to head it out of the way, but it'll go off of Camden Luck, but it'll go towards that sideline. And Hayes High will get another throw in. Trinity able to clear it out right as Hayes High threw it in. It'll go off the head of Jalen Smith. We'll see what the Knights do here as they work it back. And now we'll go on the run with one player. It's Nick Easton working with it. Or correction, Max Jackson working with it. Hayes High comes out with it and they'll work it up to Mason Schleicher. He tried passing it back to Cooper Johnson, but he slipped up a little bit. Now Landon Hale on the run in a 2-on-1 situation. On the run now for Hayes High, Ivan Maldonado. And again, you're seeing Hayes High trying to go a little too fast there as they try passing up ahead to Johnson. But the Knights able to just clear it out.
Yeah, that's one thing Hayes High is going to have to keep themselves from doing is going too fast. You know, they want this win, so they're going to try to do everything they want, but they also got to remember to settle down some and not just go fast, because when you go fast, it's when errors and mistakes happen. And I could see that I could see it them possibly getting a goal is when we were trying to go too fast and just not fully thinking things through. Versus if we just slow down, we could have a lot better chance of coming off with the win.
Hayes High able to get it back as Cooper Johnson intercepts the pass from Landon Hale. Hayes High will send 5 guys up ahead on the attack. As Cooper Johnson will take it back once again. That pass a little bit too soft, as now we'll see the Knights go on the run. Jacob Hempel able to make a tackle attempt to slow down Wyatt Affman. Now we'll see the Knights go on the run. Hayes High's got some defenders there, but now Alessandro Rodriguez near the 18-yard box. Now the Knights will work it in, and a pass ahead cleared out by Brecken Audi. Now we got a one-on-one fight for the ball. It'll go off the head of Eduardo Maldonado as Hayes High tried clearing it out. From number 3, Preston Parr, as this one goes out back behind the goal line. And Kenny Fisher will get ready to send it downfield once again. We're just over through the first 5 minutes of the second half as Henry Spina will have the ball. Hayes High doing some great passing with it as the work past midfield. Spino continuing to use that footwork, and now again we'll see Hayes High try going up ahead to Cooper Johnson, but it's just out of his reach as Wichita Trinity clears it out. Now Breckenati with the interception. Wichita Trinity will throw it in after Hayes High cleared the ball just a second ago. With it now, Jude Atkinson. He'll pass it up ahead as the Knights, as soon as they cross midfield, will try to boot it downfield. But Hayes High with it now. Henry Spino passes up to Mason Schleicher. A little bit of miscommunication, but Jacob Hempel able to pick those two up. Now Henry Spino passes it. Try going across from left to right, but another interception from the Knights. It's really interesting to watch the Knights in this game. You see, on paper with them, you see a team that tries to attack too much, but so far they've been able to balance this game out. When they have the ball, they're really aggressive on the attack, but when they're on the defense side, they're sending their guys back and breaking up the momentum for Hayes High before it even gets started.
Yeah. One thing I just was now thinking about was, since I'm also the manager of the soccer team, I have to do stats, and I usually have my pen in my hand most of the time writing down stuff. There has not been too much that has happened this game for that I've had to write down stats. So it makes it interesting how alike these two teams are to not really let much happen. Even fouls. I mean, yes, you've had a couple, but there have not been very many compared to Garden City, or not Garden City, Great Bend a couple weeks ago, who has had just foul after foul after foul. So it makes you wonder just how, or it just shows how just alike these teams are.
Now we'll see Hayes High try to attempt the attack once again as Henry Spino will take the ball. And rising past midfield, works it back to Jalen Smith. Cooper Johnson up ahead with it. And tries to hit Henry Spino, but it's broken up by Max Jackson as the ball goes off his chest. It'll be taken by Landon Hale as he'll run up ahead and pass it up to Wyatt Affman. And just as he got it, Jacob Hempel there to clear it out. Hayes High will work it back towards their defenders again, and now we'll go on the run on the opposite side of us. Cooper Johnson gives it back to Preston Parr. He'll boot it downfield, and it goes right back again to Max Jackson. Now with it, they'll try a shot up ahead by Camden Luck, and this one gets cleared out. So this is the third shot attempt of the game for Hayes High. Now the Knights will clear it out. Jalen Smith with it finds Henry Spino again, and he'll work it back towards tried hitting it back to Breckenati, and it almost rolled back to Kenny Fisher, but Adi able to get a hold of it. We're almost through the first 10 minutes of the second half. Hayes High working it up into the attacking third a little bit slowly from Preston Parr. Hit off of a Hayes High forward's head 2 times. It was Ivan Maldonado. This one will roll out of bounds, and the refs will point that it's Wichita Trinity ball. With it now for the Knights, Georgier defender for. They'll boot it downfield. Kale Schween right there to get it near that left flank. Preston Parr passing it up ahead, finds Luck, and now Johnson with it on the run, trying to find someone to pass it to. Works it back, finds Jacob Hemphill. And then again, Hayes High tried working it up again, and right there, Wichita Trinity able to clear it out. This will go off the head of Adi. Now Johnson will work it towards the opposite side of the field. Preston Parr will go on the run, trying to find someone to pass it to as the Knights get another interception. And it'll go out of bounds, and Wichita Trinity able to retain possession. Hayes High able to get it back, and now Camden Luck will go up ahead with it. Able to find Jacob Hemphill, who had to run up to get the ball. He'll try passing it up ahead, but it goes past the back goal line. And the Knights will get a goal kick.
You know, it's not uncommon for a goalkeeper to have one of the defenders to kick the ball, but, you know, this freshman, he has had every goal kick be taken by one of the defenders. And so it makes you wonder how, like I've been going back a couple times now, does this freshman have what it really takes, or is it what they have? Or is it the only thing they have?
And he hasn't gotten much action tonight. He's gotten a lot of help from his teammates. It's Henry Spino fighting for the ball near the Wichita Trinity bench.
I think one thing that has really came out and surprised Hayes High is their back line. You know, they were talking about how they thought the back line was going to be super easy to get through. Haven't seen much of that tonight. You know, they've been a little bit harder, and so I think what's kind of taken Hayes High for a surprise.
Preston Parr able to pass it up ahead. They'll send Oscar Perez on the run as he falls to the ground, getting bumped by a Knight. Now Breckenati clears it out. Hayes High able to retain possession. Hemphill trying to do some work, just looking for the space to get past Wichita Trinity, who has been really tight with their defense tonight. He passed it back to Audie, and now we'll go on the run up ahead. Pass broken up, and now Cooper Johnson able to come out with it. Thought about passing up to Mason Schleicher, and now Johnson gets hit to the ground, and there's the whistle, and this is going to be a free kick for Hayes High. Had some of the hands involved, but it's not going to be a yellow card. But Hayes High still will get the free kick. Just the 4th foul called on Wichita Trinity tonight. It'll be Henry Spino attempting the free kick. A little over 27 minutes to go in the second half. The Knights will put a wall of just 2 players in front of him, and this is the perfect time for the Indians to capitalize against the freshman goalkeeper. Henry Spino will run up ahead, will try sending it, and had the shot on goal, but the goalie, Owen Holdeman, able to get it as he gets his first save of the night. Jacob Hemphill was able to come out with it on that kick downfield, but it goes out of bounds. So Alessandro Rodriguez gets ready to throw it in.
You know, I hate saying things just happen out of luck, but it kind of looked like that free kick right there by Henry kind of just happened out of luck as he was able to get it around the ball, but then the goalkeeper was standing right where it went. So it was kind of unlucky for him. But, that kind of makes you wonder if it was because the keeper didn't have to move at all. So it makes you wonder how much luck was really involved with that save right there.
And with a goalkeeper with not much experience, I noticed that they played two of their other players back by the goal to help him out. It's kind of a risky move there because only one of those guys can use their hands, but they were able to work out with it.
You know, and you even saw earlier, number 16, he tried reaching up for a ball, so it makes you wonder. And I was looking, he is a junior, and so you shouldn't have that habit. So to look up at it or reach up at the ball, so it makes you wonder if we might possibly get a handball in the box later on.
Kyler Luck just checked into the game in place of Preston Parr. Hayes High will get the throw in. It'll go up ahead and it goes into the box, but it'll be fielded by the goalie, but looks like it went out of bounds, but they will get a goal kick, and once again, it's another player for the Knights sending it downfield instead of the goalie. It's number 10, Bryce Wills. And this one will go right out of bounds near midfield as Hayes High will get the ball back. They got two guys there. There as Cooper Johnson tried getting a hold of it. Now Hayes High has three players there trying to stop the momentum, and then they're able to clear it out. Working up ahead, Johnson with it now. Up ahead to Schleicher. We'll see the Knights clear it out once again. It's a one-on-one, and now Luck will get some help. So the Knights bring it out to the center of the field, and now look pass up ahead. Audie there, but Kenny Fisher will run up out of the box to clear it out downfield. Hemphill with it now. Over to Smith, and then Spino took it. Now Cooper Johnson will take the pass once again. Had some space in front of him, but he's going to play it slow a little bit. Work it over to Schleicher. So go on the run. Passes it up ahead. Hayes High working towards the wing. And then a pass up ahead will go out of the box. It was intended for number 5, Mason Schleicher. It looks like Hayes High will get another throw in. Come from Jalen Smith as he goes towards that right wing. It'll be fielded by the goalie, Owen Holdeman. The Knights will work at a slow pace after that, after Holdeman rolled it out to them. Pass it up ahead, and then Hayes High's defender is able to come out with it. Kale Schween passes it back to Fisher. As he stopped the ball, we'll pass it back over towards that flank. Where he finds Kyler Luck. He'll go on the run up ahead. Gives it off to Oscar Perez. Now he's on the run up against Tyler Easton. This one will roll out of bounds, and the Knights will get the ball back. Clock reads 22 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the second half. We'll see them go on the attack once again as Wyatt Affman tried passing it up, but Jacob Hemphill stepping up once again, able to break it up. Aggressive defense from Wichita Trinity as Hayes High working upfield for Henry Spino as he passes midfield. Schleicher with it, tried passing it up ahead. He's trying to hit Spino, just too far out of his reach.
Yeah, it makes you wonder because now there are players on the field getting drinks from the Trinity, and 3 more Indians are going in. So it makes you. Cause I said 2 earlier during the halftime show. They've only had 1 sub the whole game, so it makes you wonder when are the Trojans going to get tired? Because there is only players can only last so long. So it's going to be when can Hayes High take advantage of that? And there's more kids on the field getting water from the Trojans as the Hayes High is making subs. So it's like, when are these kids going to get tired? Because they can't last forever even with the water break.
It'll be Ivan Maldonado, Eduardo Maldonado, and Hector Martinez checking in for Hayes High. So give it back to Jacob Hemphill going on the run on that left flank. Hayes High moving into the attacking third. And Hemphill almost got called for a handball, but he pulled his hand back away as he was on the ground. Now with his Martinez, tried finding some space, but instead will pass it back to Jalen Smith. Gives it over to Kyler Luck. Has some space up ahead. We'll do some moves. Pass it up to Jalen Smith and tried a shot, but it got hit off one of the midfielders for the Knights. Kale Schwein has to run up and help out his teammates. Hector Martinez Oscar Perez tried going after the ball. There's a fight near that right corner for it, and it'll come out, and it will be Wichita Trinity ball. The Knights moving up into that middle third, and now they'll pass it up with one player up ahead on the attack, Wyatt Affman. Jalen Smith able to come out with it. The ball just rolled out of bounds near that corner. We're going to get another throw in here for Wichita Trinity. It'll come from number 8, Tyler Easton, as him and his teammate work back and forth, and they now work their way into the box. And Hayes High trips up one of their players, and now that's going to be a penalty kick for the Knights.
It looked like that was Kale Schwein. He had one last game against Garden City. So it makes you wonder if he's like his size, if it just gets too comfortable inside the box and pushes around a little too much.
First foul of the half for either team, and now they'll send what looks like number 7. And it is. It's number 7, Cooper Matthews. The last guy you want to face on a penalty kick if you're Kenny Fisher. Both players are set as the ref blows the whistle. Matthews will make the run up, and he hits it towards the right side of the goal as Kenny Fisher dove to the left, and that'll be the first goal of the game for either team. With 19:37 to go in the second half, the Knights able to come out and get the first goal of the game from Cooper Matthews, and they take the 1-0 lead. And if you notice on that last play, that's the difficulty for Hayes High. Just when you're playing a team that relies so much on the offense when they work their way into the box and you got a bunch of guys there, just mistakes like that are bound to happen a few times. But there's still 19 minutes to go in this game, so Hayes High's got a chance to capitalize. With it now is Kale Schwein. Trinity came out with it after Hayes High started on the attack. Pass up ahead, trying to hit Mason Schleicher, but it'll be headed off by number 10, Bryce Wills. Hayes High will get the throw in. Luck with it, passing up ahead. And they'll get Hayes High will get shoved to the ground. Grayson Payne will get called for the foul.
And Grayson is heavily arguing that with the ref. And now he just keeps going back up to the ref trying to argue to overchange the call, but I don't think I've ever seen where a call's got overchanged by a player arguing. But I mean, it's what natural instinct, kind of.
First foul called in this half for Wichita Trinity. Hayes High will send Ivan Maldonado to do the free kick. Just about 15 yards away from the corner of the box. Maldonado will run up. Send it near the goal. Bounces off a Hayes High player. As the Knights try clearing it out, it'll go back to Maldonado against Cooper Matthews. They'll do some work in the corner. Now it'll get cleared out, and Hayes High will get the throw in. They'll send Jalen Smith over to do the honors. 17:52 to go here in the second half. He throws it in. Cooper Matthews hit it off his head for Trinity. Hayes High will work it back once again. And we'll get another tackle there from the Knights. So they'll go on the attack. 3 guys up on it. 4 guys back for Hayes High. So run up ahead with Landon Hale. He'll stop again on a double team, passes it up. Hayes High able to break it up. And we're gonna get another tackle. Mason Schleicher came out with the ball, and looks like they're gonna call that against Grayson Payne. Kick downfield. Knights cleared it out on the attacking third before Hayes High could get some guys down there. They tried going up ahead with Eduardo Maldonado. Cleared out, but Hayes High able to get the ball back for a throw-in. That'll be Jacob Hemphill throwing it in. Maldonado with it. Lost the ball, and now Trinity's coach was pointing that they retain possession, and they do. Maldonado will play back after the throw-in for the Knights, just trying to get some momentum for Hayes High with this late in the game. Something they struggled to do early on, just trying to fight back now that you're down by 1. Now Breckenati back on the other side of the field. A lot about passing it back to Fisher, but instead we'll work it up to Kyler Luck. He'll run past midfield, pass it up ahead to Mason Schleicher. In a 2-on-1, he'll go up ahead. And another instance, the ball rolling back near that corner, and Hayes High just trying to find those guys up ahead, just putting it out of their reach a little too much, though.
And there they are again. Trinity is coming over to the sideline to get water, but the coach is not making any subs. So it makes me wonder just how much longer these guys have to hold on.
Yeah, as
it
you've
looks like someone's getting a yellow down there on Trinity. Can't tell who exactly it is, but it must have just been some arguing with, because that's the only thing I saw, because the ball has not been played for a minute.
looks like it's going to go against number 3, Georgia defender for.
It sounds like he was called for unsportsmanlike because he grabbed or he just kicked the ball over the fence. You know, I mean, I think they came in thinking they're going to win. They're going to have a lot better of a lead right now, better than 1-0. So that could just be some frustration taken out, and that time he got called for it.
It was kind of tough to tell. It happened really quickly, and it was down by that corner. Now Hayes High will get it in, but the Knights are going to be able to clear it out once again. Wyatt Affman sends it upfield. Breckenati down on the run downfield to clear it out to get it back for Hayes High. He gets it up ahead to Kyler Luck. So he'll do some moves, gets past one guy. Now pass across field to Mason Schleicher. Works it back to Preston Parr, just checked into the game a second ago. Now Spino with it, those two going back and forth, and another steal for the Knights. Parr with it now. We got a slide tackle attempt there for the Knights. Jude Atkinson. As it goes out of bounds, Hayes High retains possession. Try moving up ahead. Henry Spino with it now. Passes it over to Cooper Johnson. He'll give it back over to Kyler Luck. Tries doing some moves, running towards that left wing. Maldonado with it. Gets grabbed. Tries running into the box. Doesn't move. And tries getting the shot, but it goes past to the left side and no good.
And for the Indians, number 16, Camden Luck. And for the Knights, number 3, George Diefenderfer.
Maldonado was making the moves there, but just unable to get it into the goal. That was just the first shot attempt of this half for Hayes High. So you saw them try and capitalize off that mistake where they were able to get the ball deep downfield off of the yellow card called on number 3, Georgier, defender for. because of the wind, the kick by the goalie didn't go very far as Henry Spino gets it. Work it up ahead. Cooper Johnson with it. Gets cleared out once again. Camden Luck was on the defense, but the Knights will move it up ahead to Alessandro Rodriguez. Indians cleared out as it almost rolled out of bounds in front of their bench, but Maldonado runs up, passes it up ahead, and another interception from Georgia defender for Schleicher trying to find some space, gives it over to Henry Spino at midfield, and he'll pass it back over to Preston Parr on the right side of the field. Hayes High in the middle third. So they got 12:38 to go in the game. Kielschween with the ball, sends it deep downfield. Maldonado was there, but just a little bit too far. It's going to roll out past the goal line. It'll be a different player other than the goalie getting ready to send downfield for the Knights. This time it's number 10, Bryce Wills. Hayes High gets it. Preston Parr try kicking it up ahead as on a shot attempt, but it's no good. So it rolls out towards the left side.
I've seen a number of players just within the last two plays when they've had a goal kick, players come over to the field and continue to get water. Like, it makes you wonder if this coach, how much his coach subs, and what is the reason behind him not subbing? You know, these guys are obviously tired coming over and having to get game or water during the goal kicks. So it makes you something to think about, you know.
Yeah, it's tough to tell. Both teams have the same amount listed on their varsity roster, but just really tough to say. But Hayes High able to get the ball back. Henry Spino with it. Kick it up ahead, trying to hit Cooper Johnson. It rolls past him. And Alessandro Rodriguez was running after it, but he lets it go back over the goal line again. Just a little over 10 minutes to go in the game as the Knights get ready to send it downfield on the goal kick once again. Bryce Wills will go up to send it downfield once again as well. Go out the head of Kyler Luck and cleared out by Camden Luck. Preston Parr on the defense as Tyler Easton going on the run to the Knights attacking third. Some tight defense from Hayes High as that player for the Knights falls to the ground. Called for Hayes High's third foul of the second half and another free kick for the Knights.
You know, you can tell Hayes High is wanting this win. They're getting a little bit more touchy, a little bit more. They're speeding up a little, but you know, I think it's okay if they're speeding up because you can tell they're getting more tired. You know, this is the first time they have the ball on our side of the half in the last 3 minutes. So they've got 3 goal kicks, so like 3 rough shots. So you can just tell they have not been able to keep the ball. Now Hayes High goes back onto their field, and so it just makes you how much these guys are getting on Trinity is getting tired.
Ball will roll out of bounds in front of the Wichita Trinity bench. The Knights were able to work it downfield, but Hayes High cleared it out. It looks like we're going to get another free kick for Wichita Trinity. A lot of people thought it rolled out of bounds, but Hayes High will get called for their 4th foul of the second half. Knights sent it downfield. It went high in the air and then just stops because of the wind. Maldonado trying to do some moves, passes it over to Spino as he tries running down the touchline. Does some moves from right to left. Now working it back. Passes it over as Hayes High working it back, just trying to set things up and just slowly work their way towards the goal. Now in the right wing, the Knights get the ball that went past the Hayes High player. Hayes High able to retain possession as Mason Schleicher passes it over and finds Kyler Luck. Maldonado with it, trying to do some moves on that left wing. Running towards the goal line, passes it up ahead, and had the shot on goal for a moment, but then the goalie for the Knights makes another save. He'll drop kick the ball downfield. Seeing both teams try and fight for it, and the Knights will go up ahead with Landon Hale. Now Kyler Luck up to Maldonado. And we'll get a slide tackle again for the Knights. Wyatt Affman was able to get in front of Camden Luck. This one will go out of bounds and will stay with the Knights. Cooper Matthews getting ready to throw it in. As he stops, passes it up ahead to that right wing and Landon Hale. But he was triple teamed on that side from the Hayes High defenders. So this one will roll out of bounds. Camden Luck tried keeping it in bounds, but was just unable to. Just under 7 minutes to go in the game. Again, it's 1-0 Wichita Trinity. So they got the goal from that penalty kick just 13 minutes ago. Knights had the throw in. Hayes High trying to clear it out with Breckenati. Johnson passes it over to Schleicher. Hayes High trying to go on the attack, just trying to do anything right now. They've struggled to find gaps. And then again, you see it with Wichita Trinity getting in front of the ball on interceptions and trying to perform tackles. But Hayes High will get the throw in here as it rolled out of bounds with Preston Parr throwing it in. Now Schween will run up and will kick it high up ahead, and it goes up near the top of the net that saves the ball from going out of the park.
It almost looks like that was meant to be a shot, but with the wind at his back, the wind is very hard right now, so it makes it just wonder if it just lifted that ball up and it made it look like a really bad shot.
Wills will go back once again, getting ready to send it downfield. Kick it towards the left side of the field. This one looking like it's going to roll out of bounds right at midfield, and it does. As we get close to the final 5 minutes, what's something that you want to see for Hayes High right here?
Right where we just saw, Hayes is getting very touchy. They're throwing their hands out. They need to just calm down and, really play like they know they can instead of trying to calm down and stop playing so fast, because that's when mistakes happen. And as you can see with the PK, that's how they scored. Is a mistake, and when you slow down is what I would say to Hayes High.
This will be the first corner kick of the game for Hayes High. A little tough to make out who it is. It looks like Oscar Perez getting ready to send it in. So Hayes High has a chance to tie it up, just under 5 minutes to go. Perez will run up. It hits off one of the Knights players, Georgier Defenderfer. And this will be a goal kick. Or correction, it's actually going to be a throw-in for Hayes High. Correction there. They'll throw it in near the goal. Breckenati's there. And so was Cale Schween, but instead it's going to be booted downfield by the Knights. Hayes High will get another throw in as that one went out of bounds. On the run with it, Kyler Luck passes it to Schleicher, and this one will roll back, and now slide tackle from Audi. Rolled out of bounds. It'll be Max Jackson getting ready to throw it in for Trinity. 3:40 on the clock. Now you should see Wichita Trinity start to kind of slow the pace down on this side of the field. Just try to play keep away with Hayes High, who's been trying to go on the attack for the last few minutes. But now that Now the Indians get it back. Cooper Johnson trying to run up ahead on a 2-on-1. And another slide tackle for the Knights. Cooper Matthews with the ball, finding some spaces up ahead. Gets tripped up. And no call as Cooper Johnson with it. We'll lose the ball once again. And I think I'm not sure if the players thought that there was a stoppage of play, but you kind of saw most of them start to slow down. But either way, now Rodriguez will run up ahead, get the ball stolen from him from Breckenati. 2:45 on the clock. Hayes High trying to get something going. Oscar Perez tried to go after the ball, but still get kicked back to Cooper Johnson by Wichita Trinity. Hayes High working to the middle third, quickly going towards the attacking. Center Spino gives it over to Mason Schleicher. Running up ahead, tries to find Ivan Maldonado. He'll stop, tries to do some moves, and gets it taken away from him, trying to get it back, and it gets cleared out by Rodriguez. So we'll see Cooper Matthews take the ball once again as he passes it up ahead to Landon Hale. Kel Schween boots it downfield, trying to hit Maldonado. And this one will roll out of the back of the goal line as we are now within the final 2 minutes.
You know, Hank, this is time when Hayes High is going to really have to step up and as a team come together and really want this win. You know, they've got, you know, they have not, I don't think Trinity has performed as good as Hayes High thought they were going to, and I don't think Trinity has performed as good as Trinity thought they were going to. You know, only scoring one on a PK. So this is when Hayes High really needs to step up and take advantage of that.
Kel Schween will have it in the middle circle. And we did see that with Hayes High in that last game before either team realized that the golden goal rule was in effect. Now Henry Spino takes it, looking for some gaps. Minute 5 to go. Breckenati will take it. He'll try a shot and tried to hit the top left corner of the goal, but it's no good as we enter the final minute.
You know, that just shows how desperate Hayes High is to win. I mean, Breckenati is a defender right now. He's back at the half mark, and they're doing a goal kick. So he is supposed to be back there, and he came all the way up just above the 18 and tried to rip a shot. You know, that's just, and he was so close. Breckenati stays after practice a lot to practice on the goal or on his shots.
Preston Parr will step in front of it, trying to get Hayes High on the attack with Cooper Johnson. Pass it up to Mason Schleicher, and he'll try a goal, and it goes off the corner, and no good.
Within the last 30 seconds, Hayes High has had 2 phenomenal shots, just very unlucky, and now Trinity is very taking their time getting their ball. You know, it makes you wonder if they're might possibly get a yellow for this.
This one will be kicked out of bounds. Hayes High has to go with under 10 seconds. Kyler Luck will throw it into Maldonado. He'll kick it back, and it goes out of bounds. He's tried hitting Breckenati, but we'll go down to the final seconds, and that will do it as Wichita Trinity comes in to Bickelschmidt Sports Complex here in Hayes and gets their 8th win of the season to improve to 8-3, and Hayes High will lose their 2nd game in a row and fall to 4-5. So we'll have our post-game show in a moment when we come back. This is Hayes High Soccer on the Tribe Broadcasting Network.
If you wanted to shred like that guy, then you should come join Hayes High's very own guitar club. If you are interested, come hang out with us every Monday and Wednesday from 3:05 to 4:30 at room 116 with Mr. Prophet. We hope to see you there, and remember, practice till your fingers bleed.
Hayes High DECA is excited to return to a traditional food drive that benefits the Community Assistance Center. This year's food drive, Trick or Treat So Others Can Eat, will be held on Tuesday, October 15th, with the collections beginning at 6 p.m. and ending by 9. Possible items to donate include canned fruits and vegetables, boxed food items, jars of baby food, and any non-perishable food items. Cash and checks are always welcome, and checks can be made payable to the Community Assistance Center and may be mailed to their address at 208 East 12th Street, Hayes, Kansas. Thanks for supporting Hayes High DECA, and go Indians.
Hays High Stuco is proud to present the 2024 homecoming candidates.
This year's candidates include Oscar Flores, Leroy Goodspeed, Fayden Howman, Cooper L. Johnson, Wyatt Kirkpatrick, Kira Deely, Callan Myers, Avery Soliday, Reagan Wamser, and Danny Wilford.
Royalty will be showcased at the formal assembly that takes place at Hays High School on October 11th at 12 p.m. Crowning of this year's king and queen is to take place that night at the halftime of the football game against Dodge City.
Make sure to follow Hays High Stuco on Instagram and Facebook to keep up with all of the homecoming activities.
Back here at Fort Hays State Soccer Complex as Hays High falls for the second time in a row, losing to the Knights 1-0. It was a game where we saw a lot of attacking from both teams and also a lot of defending when that took place. So a lot of glimpses of hope for both teams as they tried going on the attack, just were unable to capitalize, and then Wichita Trinity able to come up with that penalty kick and just control their own destiny from there on out.
You know, ultimately, that's what happens when you make mistakes. You know, we saw it last game in overtime, a mistake in the box, and now a mistake in the box lost us the game 2 times in a row. It makes you wonder if we're gonna work on that, work on, okay, we need when to be pushing and when not to. I mean, in the box is always a touchy time, but you know, there's some of the things you got to work on.
And the opportunities were definitely there for Hays High. As I have it listed on mine, not sure what you have on yours, 10 shot attempts, only 2 of those were on goals. So the wind definitely played a factor when for both teams when you're having to fight against it or trying to limit your power so it doesn't go too far over. But a lot of opportunities there for Hays High, just unable to capitalize off of it. And you gotta wonder if that was a problem, especially when they tried going on the attack with the turnovers that we saw.
I mean, I think one thing that was the problem was their mental, because within the last 1 minute, we saw 2 really good shots to go off. You know, and we had that for the last 40 minutes of the game. So, and I think part of it was maybe because Trinity was tired. I mean, they only made 1 sub the whole game, which also makes you wonder what the coaching staff is like. But, you know, when they came back within the 1 minute, you know, it makes you wonder how much did Hays High really want the game the whole half for the first 39 minutes.
And looking ahead for both teams, you got to wonder what this win means for Trinity as we take a look for them. 8 days from now, they'll be back on the road playing the Emporia Spartans. And as I have it listed, they only have 1 more game on their schedule against the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles. You got to wonder if this is a big momentum builder for them. But then when you look over at Hays High, as they start to get over into their schedule with WAC play, other than that 1 game against Heston in 5 days, you got to wonder how they're going to respond from this.
You know, I think Trinity is a really good game or a really good team, and so is Garden, what we saw last time. So I think both are going to be kind of confident boosters. The fact that we were able to hold together with them within 1 point, and Garden in overtime. But you know, Hays High is also. I mean, I think they thought they were going to come in expecting a W out of this game. So they're going to need to realize that it's just a game, and they're going to need to move on to the next one to be able to get the win in the next one.
Interesting road up ahead for Hayes High, but again, they fall tonight by a final score of 1-0. We want to thank you all for tuning in tonight into tonight's game. Hayes High will be on the road in 3 days as they will take on the Liberal Redskins, and then they will return home 2 days later on Saturday to take on the Heston Swathers. And for Wichita Trinity, they now improved to 8-3, and will be, like I said, we'll be back on the road in 8 days as they take on the Emporia Spartans, and then they'll return home once again to take on Bishop Carroll. So we want to thank you all for tuning into tonight's game. Alongside me was Ethan Dague. I'm Hank Corsair. We want to thank you for listening, and ladies and gentlemen, good night.